Welcome to turning a moment into a movement.
Just let the light of mine. I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Just let the light of mine. Just let the light of mine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine.
Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man. I need to breathe. All I know is trauma. All I know is tickets. All I know is no visit. All I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for it. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a couple noodles. You know what that feel like? You know what it is. And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, doughboy, we, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, we. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV, ooh-wee, cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute.
Greetings, everyone. Thank you for joining us today on Turning a Moment into a Movement. I am J Love, and I represent the Justice for GERARD movement. And I also created this platform called Turning a Moment into a Movement. And we come here on Fridays to talk about injustice and wrongful convictions. And tonight we're going to do a conversation, part 2 conversation for last week. However, we had to pivot because our guests had stuff going on. They couldn't make it tonight. So tonight we're changing the content just a little bit. We're still going to have the conversation, but we're going to talk about Crystal Clark and some other things that's going on tonight. And so thank you for joining us. Our mission here at Turning a Moment into a Movement is, let me get to the message statement, you guys, is to bring awareness to all that are impacted from being wrongly convicted, overly sentenced, mentally ill, and medically frail in our community, to inspire, organize, and educate all communities about the needs to disrupt systems, policies, and patterns of the criminal legal system that leads to wrongful convictions. That's why we're here, everyone. So thank you for joining us. Those who are watching on Facebook, on YouTube, on Instagram, and those who might listen to us later on your favorite podcast platform. Thank you for joining us. We really appreciate you. So I wanted to get started. I saw Marcus is back, and I wanted to bring him in, but I don't see him on the camera. So with that being said, we're going to go. Oh, here he is. Hold on, you guys. Hold on. Marcus. Unmute yourself.
What up, though?
You tell us, Marcus.
Man, got back feeling real. Still on the high right now. It's still almost like a culture shock coming back to America after leaving the motherland and stuck with granddaddy duties. So yeah, it was I ain't gonna lie, it was always inspiring when I go over to Ghana and be in the community with the brothers and sisters from Ghana, getting the history, going through the slave dungeons. Just always kind of reminds me of why we doing this, why we in this fight. I went to the women's slave dungeon, remind me of Crystal Clark and them, and it's kind of bringing things up in me.
So you saying the women had their own different dungeon from the men?
Yeah, it was set up the same exact way, only they had another little spot to where when a master or whatever his name, what they called him, at the top of the house that stood on top of the dungeons, when he want to have sex with the woman, if she didn't want to have sex with him, they put her in this torture chamber, and until he breaks her, and then she gives herself to whoever they trying to have sex with him. It's disgusting. It's disgusting. They call that the hole.
Wow.
Yeah, there's, and it's even stranger. Okay, so at in Cape Coast, the alleged castle, what they told us it was in school, they had this little part from that you can see from the top of the castle that they used to bring because a Catholic church sat on top of the slave dungeons too, and they would get people out of the community that was like doing bad and say, this is hell right here. If you act up, this is where you go. And you can hear the cries and the moans of the people that was in the slave dungeons. You could smell the stench of it, and they will open it up so they can see down in there and say those people are in hell. And if you act up, this is where you're going. So they kind of the church played off the fear of the community as well. And like making it like a spiritual thing. It's disgusting.
Wow. And so I was just having a conversation with somebody today about the religion and, and it's pertaining to, incarceration and how people treat people who are. And so basically we're talking about how these our civil rights and different things that, we fought for in the community was all based on churches. That was the foundation of all of these movements. And then fast forward to the day, how it's just kind of the opposite, the way people and basically, how people are treated today is a total difference than the people who created all these movements.
Yeah.
And so it's kind of like, going backwards into how they use religion to really criminalize people, shame people, and even to today, what's going on with how they're using it in regards to the white Christian nationalists, how they're all crazy right now with all of their narratives and stuff.
Yeah. It's like I said, it's disgusting to say the least. But it put me in a different perspective when I look at how religion, how people turn like you hear politicians right now quote scripture when it benefits them, and they always miss the one part that says, "Those that done this to the least of my brethren done the same to me." And it's like they always go around everything else and get that part. Like what they used to teach us to obey your master. They used to teach us those parts in the Bible to keep us enslaved. They wouldn't teach us anything else. But even back then, the last thing they wanted us to see in the Bible is where it said, "Let my people go." So I just feel like I just feel like it's just like public health and safety. We just got to reimagine what that looked like for us in reality, away from bondage. Just step out of that matrix of bondage and oppression and disenfranchisement, and just see the system, how the system plays out and how it continues to evolve. Every time we come up with a plan, they already got like 5 or 6 answers to that plan already.
Mm-hmm.
And it's crazy, right? Because it's like they be having 20 and 30 and 40-year plans already in place. So by the time we find one step to, open up some kind of, transparency, so to speak, when we're talking about the criminal justice system, but prison system, with the different, when we talk about the different, court reports that comes out when they ruling people favor as in prison. And then you wonder if they have all these rulings against them. We talking about Estelle versus Gamble. We talking about Sigrid Zeal's case. We talking about my case. When we have all these cases that ended in our favor, but yet they continue the dehumanization and inhumane treatment of people. And it's like, how is this even possible? But it's because every time a ruling comes out, they find a way to keep it out of the public, and they find another way to combat that so that they can keep that wheel rolling. And so that's like in the Crystal case. So for example, they know the mold is an issue. They've been knowing that for years. They've been knowing that for decades. They knew it when they shut it down and started in 2004, and somehow opened it back up, and made the public believe that they was actually closing prisons, but they was actually renaming them, opening them up for different things. And in this case, they it's like they allowing her and a lot of other people to suffer. But it's like, if you think about like how Trump do it, they can stand the lawsuit because they get billions of dollars. So they will just keep appealing and appealing and appealing. You know what I'm saying? Because they got 30 lawyers. You know what I'm saying? So, and they have nothing but taxpayers' money, and they have insurance. So it's like, okay, go ahead and sue us. We'll give you $500,000, and that we done made $3, $4, $5 billion off you already. So that's like me having $100,000 and having to give you $1. You know what I mean? So it don't really bother them. It's not going to bother them until we start actually shutting it down and start bringing criminal charges, like RICO charges, against them for the inhumane treatment of people. But we have to first have people see you as human.
Right. And that's the key right there. I think because people don't see that human aspect to it, it's easy for them to write them off. And they rather call you, instead of saying Crystal, they'll say convict, or call you every name but Crystal, Marcus, Janice. So that's right there is the training of dehumanizing you right there, as it goes. But yeah, we're going to get into this kind of deep today because I talked to Crystal and she did a video. And I want everybody who's listening. Crystal is a correspondent for Prison Talk. And those videos, and I'm going to show one today, is to audio of her speaking on what's going on. But she made another one, and she's calling people out. And I told her, well, once you did that, you gave us permission to tell the truth about what's going, how things are looking on our end, because when we post about her or talk about her, people in the comments will say, is that still going on? They haven't gotten her out of there yet. They haven't did anything yet. She hasn't had her medicine yet. Like, people don't understand. And so, I mean, even to this very second, Trichet is texting legislators and everything. We've been texting them off and on for days, and sometimes we don't even get a response. And so when you she's basically saying, how do you sleep at night? How did you come in here and see me? And see what's going on with me, and see the deformities in my face and the mold in my ears, and be quiet about it. And so I can't wait for that audio to come out so we can listen to it. And so, because she's having an honest conversation about a question that we should all be asking. But with that being said, I'm going to bring in Trisha. Greetings.
Excuse me, y'all. I can't go through the preliminaries tonight. Y'all know my name. If you don't see it on the screen, I'm in this chat. I'm texting them like, can you at least respond when you get a message? Because they don't even have the decency or humanity, to even respond, to say, oh my gosh, is that we're so sorry this is going. No empathy, no compassion, no nothing. So I'm just saying, merely, please, with all due respect, please just at least respond, right? And then there's a dialogue back and forth with Senator Irwin. Then it hit me. I know the problem. They're approaching this politically instead of looking at this as it's a crisis to humanity. They're not seeing Crystal and the women as human. They're approaching this this is not a political toy. This is not something that is, you just go. State Rep Jimmy Wilson, and this is not what's the name tonight? This is Trisha Duckworth, the constituent. Let me be clear, okay? Jimmy Wilson. I started to say something else, but I'm gonna be nice. But no, I'm gonna be real. Jimmy Do Nothing Wilson had the nerve to just. I'm pouring my heart out in this text. I'm just saying, please, can we please see her as human? Can y'all please do something? And to that, he says, because I don't want to lie on the man. I want to tell the truth. And I just told him I'm going to tell everybody. He said, "8 p.m. Friday night. Have a good weekend." Because remember earlier I asked them, could they at least respond and check in? 8 p.m. Friday night. Have a good weekend. Talk to you Monday morning. Go Tigers. Go Tigers? I'm pleading with you about a human life that is at the bitter, just breaking point. And to that, you say, go Tigers?
He said that for real. Jimmy Wilson. Friday night, have a good weekend. Monday morning, good. Oh, wow.
Go Tigers. I'm tired. And then when we say something, we're wrong. Then when we plead through text, we're wrong. What are we? Oh, hey. Look at the soften me right on up.
So I'm sorry. He keep pulling at my leg. So
I just came in fuming because go Tigers.
Yeah. And if they think of Crystal Clark like that, they think of this as my grandbaby. That's how they feel about my grandbaby.
They think of that about all of us.
All of us.
But what's messed up is he looked like us.
You know what? And I'm gonna just say this: just because people look like us, don't mean that they like us. You know, even during the Underground Railroad, it was people like us that was telling. You see what happened to Nat Turner? You know what I'm saying? People gave up the whole plan. So everybody don't really rock with us. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of people profit off oppression, and America still runs from slavery. And a lot of people don't really want to get involved when it comes to the Department of Corrections because they're afraid of they're they're afraid of those unions, right? And so they don't mind watching somebody's face deteriorate, stuff come out of their ears. They can look at you and say, and still go home at night and look and kiss their wife and kiss their kids good night, while on the other hand, they know that somebody is over here suffering.
Somebody is literally dying, being suffocated from the inside out due to black mold. And to that you say, talk to you on Monday. What if she don't see Monday? What if she don't make it till Monday? And then on to top it all up, you gonna say go Tigers?
I'm really shocked at Jimmy, man. I kind of, you know, honestly, I had a lot of respect for Jimmy.
All skin folks ain't kin folks. Ain't that the saying?
We do. It still don't hurt no less when it's somebody who you really.
I have respect for Jimmy. He didn't do nothing, in my opinion, as a trustee. And I told him that. I said, hey, look, I'm not going to vote for the other guy, so I will vote for you. But you didn't do nothing for us while you was a trustee. So what make me think you're going to do something for us as a state rep? So this is not shocking to me. This is just true fashion of political people in especially this county. That you would wager a human life on Go Tigers?
Nobody's coming to save us, man. Honestly, you know what I'm saying? People get in these political positions, man, and they don't give a fuck about humanity. It's like all they care about is their next career political style.
Yeah, the next move. And it's kind of, we have to look at ourselves, right? Because we keep giving people these positions that's not even worthy of the position that they're holding. We're the boss. We pay them. They get like all kinds of benefits, insurance, and all of this stuff. And we got to text you 1,000 times a day to say the same thing. We got to keep reminding you. How? I don't get it. But so this week I'm working on Crystal, this video, right? Just the other day. And so I started pulling up Huron Valley. I started looking in the men's Huron Valley. And I pulled up some stuff about Huron Valley when the men were there, because we had somebody that was on last week who was talking about Huron Valley when the men's were there and how this mold was going on in. And I ran across this article from 2018 or 2019. And Michelle was the person that was being interviewed. And guess who on the chat when as soon as we come on? Michelle Pearson. And I'm like, let's get her on here because she knows she was talking about it in 2019. She was talking about this. It's not a secret. I want these people to stop acting like they just heard about this mold because of Crystal. People been talking about this mold for years, even when the men were in there. Even when they took the men out and it made it all women, they were talking about this mold. But when she came home, she was talking about the mold. I reached out to the gentleman who wrote the article because I just want to, connect with him because he wrote this back then. And let me bring on our guest for tonight. Greetings.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm hanging in there. Just listening to my brother and you talk. What up, Mark?
What up, dog?
Nothing. Like Trisha, tired of their madness and their bullshit. Hey, sister. Yeah, I did a few interviews, Joy, and I came home and I spoke out about
Your phone, your thing went blank. You on mute. You on mute.
Oh, that old rotten devil don't want her to say nothing.
Yeah, Michelle, your
That part.
phone mute is mute or something.
Michelle, go out and come back in. We'll hold you down till you come back.
Okay.
So she's talking about the mode. She's talking about the conditions. She's talking about the food. In 2019, Crystal already was in 2017 diagnosed with mold, right? But the killing part, and Crystal is going to talk about this, and this, I can't wait to put it out, you guys. So just people who follow me this week, follow me, because Crystal is putting it out on the line. She talks about how, I said this earlier, how people can come in there and look at her and not do nothing. How people are silent. How people come in there and they ain't even been in there an hour and they getting sick and coughing and sneezing and itching. And you can leave out and not even say nothing. And she been in there 15 years and you was only in there 15 minutes and you sick.
No, that's the part for me that just I can't imagine. I just can't understand how you could feel the effects of it for an hour meeting. Go home and don't, the scriptures say, cry loud, spare not. You should have been singing from the mountaintop, telling everybody about the reactions to mold that you got, because you so told me.
So Damon Cox, I read we got your information on the screen.
Can y'all
Send
hear
us
me
something at turning a moment to a movement at gmail.com. Go ahead, Michelle.
Can y'all hear me now?
Yes.
Okay, so first of all, the prison while I was there, I just started my time. That prison was legally condemned, unfit to live in. It was never supposed to be reopened. So what they did was the legislator in the prison got together and they put it under construction on the websites. They have it listed as under construction. Even with the new part that they've opened, there's asbestos in there and there's 3 different molds. So when I came home, I was still broke out from it. I still have side effects from it. The attorneys took pictures of it and I started the lawsuit, which is still going on. They don't care. Like you said, state reps just went in there and came out and had to go to the emergency room, but y'all don't care about her. And I know Crystal very well. So yeah, it's disturbing to see my friend like that. Um, they covering up the mold. If we just gonna put it all out there, they covering up the fact that they've caused people to have drug addictions. A girl I did time with, an older white lady, came in, had never used drugs, just died from an OD. I mean, they're giving them drugs to kill them in there to shut them up. Period. They don't care. Eli Savage don't care. Uh, Jimmy don't care. I talked to him personally. I did an event down at the college down there in Ann Arbor. He does not care.
Oh, wait, he just sent back a response. He said, so obviously he watching, or somebody done sent it. When you screenshot this, and I didn't screenshot nothing, I just turned my phone around because you just text that little
Right.
insensitive comment as we were on the show. So you set your own self up for that. When you screenshot this, make sure you include this message as well. You say all the time politicians are human. Unfortunately, you say that with other intentions. What you should mean is that we have a life and families, and we have thousands of other constituents that have different issues going on, and that we are also trying to address that as well. Respect is all I ask. better than sending a text after 8 p.m. at night, shaking my head. And no, I'm not speaking for anyone else in this thread. It's all me.
Okay, so he sent you that. He's worried about a text that you sent, but I spoke to him face to face. He was supposed to reach out to me about her and my medical condition and haven't heard nothing at all. So she got a family too. That's concerned. So what's his excuse for that? Her family don't matter, her life don't matter? Because that's what they told me after 35 years in there. When I got raped in a prison, they told me my life didn't matter. So let's talk about it. Washtenaw County said that. Do they really want to talk about it, Mr. Jimmy?
You
I go in on them. What you gonna do?
you know what? You know what you know what I want to do, Michelle, Jay, and Trishay?
We need a dispute resolution center. That's what we need to do. We need to go in, and that's what I'm proposing to them, is that we go in with the dispute resolution center and we sit down and we talk about this, because clearly, like, you're gonna say I should know better. Who are you to say what I should know better?
All this right here, especially what you just said, Michelle, should go in my documentary. I want to put this in that document. I think the world should see this shit. You know what I'm saying? I think people really need to see it, because
let me tell you something. My sister is under mental health. Kim Worthy gave my sister 15 to 30 for shooting our cousin who tried to rape her. And she says she's the hardest female criminal she's ever seen. Lady, she shot him even though he survived because he was trying to incestual rape her. And you gave her 15 to 30. You refused her mental health meds. She's transitioning from her to other. You got officers that is like sexually harassing her, busting her doors open. Don't care that she's sick. Then they want to put them on suicide watch when they ask for help. Come on. When I went to see my sister, it clearly stated, I am her sister. The guard was being a smartass and said, are you her mother or her sister? I said, yo, pick. What does it say on the paper? Lady, don't question me. They out cold like that. It ain't just the male staff, it's the female staff, the gay staff as well, the warden. But if you really want to know who's at the root of it all, Jay, why don't y'all get in touch with Inspector Hardwick? I can't tell you what nobody told me. I can tell you what I seen. From her bringing in the dope and killing people, from the Suboxone strips to the heroin, all that. I watched it. And the warden had his hand in it, and that's why she's still there. So if y'all want to talk about it, let's talk about it. That's why they're not doing nothing. We need to start with the warden and get all his constituents up under him, up out of there in order to get help up in there. Because as long as Hardwick, that warden, Miss Reeves, and now Miss Gates is in there with them, all them, they need to come up out of there. In order to get them women help, you got to get rid of the problem, and that's your problem right there. They shouldn't even be.
The problem is the director of what's her name again? Heidi Washington. Heidi Washington is the problem. Heidi Washington and any elected official that and I have to say this because I'm disgusted at this point. Every elected official that went in there and seen her in that state and know the story and ain't pushing press and play to make something happen. I think they all involved. Because at this point, it's almost like acquiescence. Like, I see you dying, and I see every one of y'all dying, but I'm looking at this woman who came in here looking like this, and now she at this space.
Well, Marcus, deeper than that. You had Taboo Dunlap. That was my prison mom. She did 40-something years. Ended up with cancer. Never smoked a day in her life. Was getting chemo. She had mold in her port. In her chemo port.
And died.
Yeah.
And died. Her family came on here.
And let me guess, they cremated her.
No. Her son had cremated, but yeah.
Did they do
smart enough to get all her medical records. They got all her medical records, every denial, everything that she was going through. Oh. And then we were getting calls from in there. Yeah.
So So we need to be getting in touch with them too.
Her son lives like 15 minutes away from me. I keep in touch with Marseille all the time. I'm like his
Then,
sister.
okay, then I think our next step being, honestly, we need to be going. We need to be in Washington. Then
Yeah, because
we take that to
look,
Washington.
I talked to Crystal
And if
and
our Democrats, oh,
they literally, Crystal they say this all the time. Tell whoever you want to tell. Do whatever you want to do.
They don't care. They're not afraid.
Nothing's gonna happen.
And they meant that. And every time he reports it or anybody make calls out of there, Inspector Hardwick go through and listen to it, see who's telling what, and they either end up on suicide watch, bam bam, or in segregation. Hey, little man.
And this is the only prison for the women in Michigan.
I know
there's nowhere else for them to go.
They closed down Western Wayne. They closed down Scott's. One, I think it was Scott's. They closed down because the community didn't want it there. Western Wayne, they closed it down saying that it had high methane gas in there, that unsmellable gas. They were offered Ryan or Miles for us, and they declined it. We had cold water. They gave it back to them, us back in the valley. Get it?
Wow.
Yeah. So there's no reason they can't have another prison, a more livable prison for them women. But even so, with us proving that the health care was not here, girl, was not doing, I'm sorry, y'all, was not doing anything. When I started it, the medical department has now filed bankruptcy. So with them filing bankruptcy, my attorneys went and got a bankruptcy attorney. You're going to pay them women in there and me. It ain't no way around it. None. We're not letting up. I want them to have official medical treatment and get moved. So if they got to be in there, I want you to get them a building that they can live in that is not infected. That's my whole goal. I don't care if I get a dime or not. My whole goal is I left family in there. That is my family in there. They're closer to me than my family. And I owe them that, to be that voice and fight every day that I am able to speak. I don't care what I got going on in my life. That's my priority. Them women. And that's my goal. I want them out of there. And if they got to be in there, then they need to be in a place that's clean, that's humane. They're not being infected through the food and all that. It's sad.
It was talking about how bad the food was in there. I'm like, hasn't changed. These stories. And then every time you say something, they make it like everybody else is lying. You know, they're not lying. Everybody else is.
Jay, they took 15 of us out to the emergency room at one time. Everybody was throwing up. I thought I was going to die. Come to find out, the meat that they were serving us had caused all of us to get an intestinal bacteria, which turned into salmonella. We had to be put on strong antibiotics, and they told us it'll get worse before it got better. And the only reason we got help, and I'll never forget this lady, even when I was pregnant, her name was Miss Hebbs. She was a new officer, but she rocked with the women. She believed in humane treatment, an older white lady. She reported the abuse that we was getting. One of the officers caught her coming through intake and sliced her throat. They was like a millimeter from killing her. She was able to verify it was an officer because she seen the uniform before she passed out. I'll never forget her. So,
wow.
Yeah, that food, if you don't have people sending you the secure packs and, you know, a little money here and there to get it, you're damned. You're doomed for good, because people have broke teeth on that food. It's rocks in it. It's metal in it. You think you finna eat rice, and the rice is moving because it's maggots. The chicken and shit is spoiled half the time. You can't eat it. And the truck that brings it Says on the side, not fit for human consumption.
Mm. Oh my goodness.
This is what I witnessed for 35 years. So I know it ain't what nobody told me. I lived it.
Yes.
They don't get a women bleach. When they shower, we norm time had to stand up in a chair, but even standing up in the chair because the moldy water was coming out the floor, ain't no ventilation, so it was dripping down out the ceiling on our clothes. It was growing out the walls. When they know they got inspections coming, they make the women go in there. That's when they give them bleach. You go in there with the bleach disinfectant. You got to scrub everything down. Then they have the maintenance crew, level one maintenance crew, come in and paint. But it's so strong in there that the mold is coming through the paint. So it's no getting around it. When Crystal came in there, she had her little medical condition, but Crystal could outwalk, outrun anybody. That girl barely getting around now, and you saying ain't nothing wrong with her? Make it make sense to me. It don't
They're
make
actually saying that she's making it up.
sense. Wow.
He gonna talk about it's 18, it's 8:45, and you're still texting me. Put some respect on my time.
Wow.
So I'm just gonna say this. These jobs don't come with being a legislator, elected official don't come with a time.
You know,
Ever.
you know what? People like Crystal Time ain't their best friend.
Right.
They was
And
But if,
up
it-
till 4
if it
o'clock
was
in the
one of his
morning doing the
constituents
budget.
texting him, he wouldn't say put no respect on his time. If Dana Nessel was texting him, he wouldn't say put no respect on his time.
that's
That's
right.
it.
I'm 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 telling
So
you, man.
I text Marcus like, Marcus, I know you text Jimmy and told him something.
I'm like, I ain't talked to neither one of them since before I left Africa. So that's why this is new to like right now tonight. What I'm getting right now is all new to me. You know what I'm saying? That's why I'm shocked because I kind of expected different. With all them going inside the prison and seeing them, I was very hopeful. You know what I mean? And I'm like, okay, yeah, finally something gonna happen. Finally something gonna shake.
They
And
didn't want the community to know that after they left out of there, what was it, Joy? 2 or 3 of the state reps they had to be rushed to the emergency room because they had a very severe reaction to the mold.
when was this?
Did
No,
they
they
go?
didn't. They
Somebody
didn't
got
go
arrested
to
in
emergency.
emergency?
Yeah, not too. What was it, about a month ago, month and a half? Some state reps went up in there. What's her name? The older white lady who husband got killed or whatever, got shot in the face.
No,
Well,
the
I know
people.
Dingo went. Debbie
Dingle.
went.
Dingle went,
Debbie
and there was
Dingo.
some other ones with her that went up in there. And they said when they left, it was 2 or 3 of them had to be rushed to the emergency room because they had a severe reaction to that mold in there.
Oh wow, I didn't know that part.
That
Yeah, they
never
didn't
I
want
didn't
came.
that
hear
to
that
die.
part either.
But why wouldn't they say nothing about that?
That's what I'm saying. Y'all got sent to the hospital, but y'all don't want nobody to know it's hush hush. Oh, nothing's wrong. You
Yeah,
know,
they
the
did.
wife was
I
calling.
read that too. That two of the legislators, and it was written. It's documented that they had
Yeah,
gotten sick.
What?
thank
Let me
you.
But
try to Google that.
I
mm-hmm,
know that two of
mm-hmm,
them said that they had a reaction, but I didn't hear that they
mm-hmm.
went to the hospital.
They end up going to the emergency room. Like she said, it's documented, but they don't care.
Oh, I didn't know they went to emergency. I did see that they had both gotten sick, and one was more severe than the other because
Yeah,
one more was more highly had more of a allergic reaction. But I think what to me what that proved was that, and we already have been saying this, that everybody may not have the same kind of reaction to the mold, and everybody doesn't have the same reaction to mold, and some people are more susceptible to it than others. But regardless, if you do nothing about it, knowing that a person is highly susceptible due to allergies, then what are you saying? What are you really saying?
But see, like
So they haven't done anything since then.
they
What he's
tried to
saying
play
is
it
that
off.
you have other constituents who have other issues. And so get in where you fit in, I guess. And I did at 8 o'clock at night or whenever I feel like I'm going to pick up the phone and contact my legislator. You
They
won't have to, you don't have to respond. You see, here's the thing. He hadn't been saying anything at all. We've been
man,
leaving life-altering messages, just talking about the retaliation, talking about her not being able to breathe, just everything. They only respond when they get mad. Now, Jeff Irwin, he responds. Jeff Irwin will respond. Felicia have responded. And I see it, and I think Senator Shink have responded in that text. But unfortunately, Congresswoman Dingle will only respond when she get mad. And as a matter of fact, she had the nerve to copy and paste my text and send it to thought she was sending it to somebody else, but sent it to me. Talking about, here's a picture of what she's been saying all weekend, and like I'm just this big bad wolf, like I'm a villain in their story. Doggone, I'm begging for somebody's life.
That part
That
right
ain't
there.
nothing but God. That is nothing but God.
That was nothing but God
did
that did that.
Hey, look. Hey, listen, y'all. Hey, I almost felt the wrath of Trishay. Trishay, like, nigga, did you? I'm like, huh?
I'm sorry, Marcus.
I
I'm sorry.
I gotta
When
tell
you
you
said
this.
he
I
was
seen
the
the
boy,
fist
and
come
I
out
said,
the
then he
phone.
started saying some stuff. I'm
Whole
like,
fist came out of my
Marcus
phone.
did it.
Punch me in the jaw. Punch me in the jaw. I'm with you. Shit.
I
Look.
know it. But you know what's sad,
Hey,
Joy? AJ, they started off when I was in there saying that it wasn't no more. They forced us to take horse tranquilizers, which is supposedly treatment for scabies. They tried to say we had scabies. None of us ever had scabies. You forced us to take 2 and 3 dosages of it. And behind me taking that medicine, my stomach is totally messed up. My liver was inflamed. My doctor had to give me medicine not too long ago to bring it down. They messed us up with them horse tranquilizers.
Nah, listen, y'all. That's where when they shut that prison down in 2004, they said it was scabies. They said they shut it down. You can Google it. They said it was scabies and MRSA outbreak. And what they did was they sent them in the prisons where we is at, and then MRSA and scabies came all over the prison. They ended up having to shut Riverside Prison down. It's 2004. You can Google it. I can't make this up.
I believe you.
Yeah.
But that wasn't a scabies outbreak. That was a mold outbreak, and they tried to cover it up.
Yeah,
Linda said the same thing. Linda said the same thing. She said it wasn't scabies, it was the mold. She was saying the mold, when you take a shower, the mold is hanging on top of the ceilings like shag carpet. And when they took a shower, it drips down on their body and was breaking them out and breaking off their hair.
Yep.
Linda was telling us this. Soon as she came home, she was putting it out. She came on here and said it. She talked about how sick Crystal was, and she was the same thing you saying. She said the same. Crystal. I just want people to know they act like it's Crystal is not the only one. Crystal just been consistent with it because she just so sick and she felt and she just believed that somebody gonna help her and help her fight for her life.
That's right.
And so
I sent Trishay the name of a lady I got a good rapport with. And I can honestly say, just from being around her the majority of the time lately, she really cares about their well-being. And I ain't gonna put her out there right now to Trishay contact her, but she just got put in a position that even though she's not over that area, she has a lot of connection and pull, and if it's presented to her property, she gonna give it to the next one. Tell them I need you to step on their head on this.
Y'all got me ready.
I'm looking for this pulling a rubber band. I want to smoke because my nerves bad.
I'm really honestly, I'm really kind of hurt. Honestly, I am kind of hurt. Not hurt, but disappointed. I was really listen, when I went off to Africa, when I knew that everybody
Hold
had,
on 1 second, Marcus. Hold on 1 second. Michelle, I'm gonna mute your mic.
Oh, shoot.
And then when you get ready to talk, just unmute. Okay. Go ahead, Marcus.
when I went when everybody went inside the prisons, all the elected officials, whatever, went in there, I was real hopeful. And so when I went to Africa, you know, so I said a prayer and I took, you know what I'm saying, I took everybody with me in spirit. And I really believed that that people had those women's best interests at heart.
Mm-hmm.
So to come on here tonight and to see that text message that you just showed me, Trisha, and the back and forth dialogue of somebody who I respected, you know what I'm saying, it just kind of hurt, you know what I'm saying, because I'm like, damn, bro, you know what I mean? What is this really about? Is it really about human life, human beings, or was it a publicity stunt to say, hey, we going in here and that's it? Because it can't just stop there. You know what I'm saying? I'm the type of person that when I see something, I can't unsee it. So I'm going to continue marching forward to make sure something take action. And I'm not an elected official. I'm a citizen. So it's like, we need to have people in office. We need to have people that represent us that love the community and love their people enough to say, you know what, I'm not going to sit back and allow you to fuck these people over. You know, let's take it out of politics and let's put it back into human beings. And this is at this point, being in that prison in that particular town in that city, that is your constituent.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That if we can look at somebody and see a human, that is your constituent. Because when they do the census, that census money gonna go there.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that is your constituent. And not only your constituent, that is the most vulnerable of them among us. And if we're not champion, if we're not being the champion for the underserved, then what the fuck are we really doing?
Performance.
Hold on, I'll tell you what we're doing. I'll tell you, hold on. We have a life and families, and we have thousands of other constituents that have different issues going on that we are also trying to address. I hear that. I hear that totally. But guess what? Learn how to prioritize.
Not only that,
what that shows me is that you don't need to be in that seat, because you have to know how to multitask. You have to have the gift of administration to really be able to maximize overall. So what this has shown me is that my legislator has a one-track mind, and that my legislator cannot prioritize human life over a Tigers game. Go Tigers! Huh?
Yeah. Yeah.
The fact that you even roll that out of your mouth to even say something like that, and the fact that he never even responds in this text really at all. I mean, I've never here or there. I can't even remember when the last time that he's responded. But your response is "Go Tigers," and then gonna say, "Oh, you know better than to be texting after 8 o'clock." First of all, you ain't my daddy. I will text anybody I want to after 8 o'clock. Whenever I get an update, that's when we text. Because we are hoping that you will grasp hold of the humanity of this situation and actually do something. But they're not doing anything because they see this as politics. This is not about a human life. They could give less than a care. I ain't gonna say they all of them, but that response right there come from somebody that really don't give a damn.
Right.
And that is my elected official, Jimmy Wilson.
I'm just gonna say it would be better to not say nothing than to say that. You could have kept on being silent because that right there was really
insensitive. It was insensitive. It was an insensitive response. And here's the thing, right? No matter how it was meant, how what it was meant is how it landed, and you could have addressed it in a different way. We talking about a crisis right now among us, right? And a crisis that needs attention. And we're not saying to disregard other constituents, thousands of other constituents. We saying that this is a emergency right here, that we have the ability to act. And I'm not saying this is what it is, but it appears from that text message and from the different messaging after that, it can give the appearance now that, you know what I'm saying, this is a political thing for you and whoever. And you don't care that somebody is actually suffering. That is somebody's mother. That is somebody's daughter. That is somebody's sister.
She got a family. She got a family too.
She got a family too.
Yeah.
She just get up and walk out and get up and walk out of there and get herself together. She need you as your officials in order to get that help. So so again, what you've done to the least of my family, you've done the same to my brother. You've done the same to me. And
you get to go home, and I'm sorry, Marcus. You get to go home and be with your babies.
Right.
She got a baby that's 15 years old that she ain't even held. And now when he see his mother, he see a broken woman. He sees her always crying. He sees her and helpless and with mold coming out of her ears. And this is what he sees. And that trauma, Reverend Tia know it, because Reverend Tia had to sit with him and gather him and get him to get Reverend Tia.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Reverend.
Yeah, he's hurting. He's hurting. And I think people don't understand the dynamics of what happens. You know, when Trishay and Jay are talking about Survivors Speak and the survivors that are out here, the families that are out here, the people who have loved ones that are behind bars and should not be. And this child and he's an adult now. He's a young adult now. And still longs for that mother, still longs for his mother, still wants to hold her. When I saw him and the pain that he has on the inside of him, that's why people who have parents who are behind bars, they go through a lot. Those children. I mean, we've got to have a different way of doing things. This is just so inhumane. And we got to really look at what that message was really saying. I'm hearing when you say I've got my constituents, I'm just hearing that the people who pay me, not the community that pays my salary. See, I'm hearing the lobbyists that back me. I got to go and make sure their concerns are first. I'm no longer really speaking on behalf of the most vulnerable population, but I'm speaking on behalf of those and representing those who economically support me. That's what I hear.
AJ,
I need them to define the word constituents. Who's that?
Clearly, it's not Crystal.
Exactly.
I say this too, and I'm mad about it, and I haven't been able to contact her. There was a lady that came from Huron Valley, and she did an interview. And she shot down everything that's going on. Said that they treated her like a princess. It was clean in there. They were nice to her. I mean, she went all in, butt kissing. So, oh God, I'll get her name for y'all. She been home maybe 6 months now, and she did an interview because my phone was blowing up about her, and she came out and made it seem like that prison is Camp Girl Scout. Yeah.
What nationality was she? What was her culture?
I want to say it was a black girl. Don't quote me on that. I'll find out for. I'll let Trisha know, her and Jay, who it was and what her nationality was. But when she came out and shot everything down that's going on and made it seem like that she did her time with ease. Nothing was wrong. They gave her medical treatment. She was able to eat. They treated her with respect. And I'm like, what prison was you in, baby? Because it wasn't in Round Valley.
My thing is, and like, look, there's a project going on right now. We need everybody who has felt anything, who has been there, please get in contact, because we don't need to hear the lies anymore. And the
She
truth
is
has
one
to
of the
come from
only.
people.
She is one of the only. Every time we post something, we get somebody telling us about what goes on in there. Every single time. I haven't even looked at my recent post, but every single time somebody tells you a horrific story, either about themselves or about their loved one that's inside that place. And it makes me so upset to sit here and see and hear state rep have this conversation in the test thread, and he knows every day, if he's reading the texts, that we talking about what's going on there, the inhumane
Jay just went mute.
level of disrespect all the time. Crystal done had a temperature for over a month now. You know, that tells you something. They said, well, hey, we'll worry about when it gets 104. 104? She got 102 now. You know, just these kind of things. And we're telling people this, and people in Ravens, you know, won't even respond unless we start triggering them to respond. If we send a triggering text, then they'll start responding. It shouldn't be like that. You have the ear and the eyes of the people. You sit in the seat. You could probably walk down the hall and talk to the governor. We've been begging for years. Can we sit with the governor? Can we talk to the governor? Can we get with the governor? We're begging. Like literally. Trisha and I eat, sleep, and live Crystal Clark every single day.
Every
Crystal
day.
Clark calls at 9, 8, or 9 o'clock every single morning.
That's right.
I talked to her today. Last call around 6 p.m. today. She's not talking about how wonderful it is in here, how I had a great meal today. She's talking about I didn't get my medicine. They took my medicines all away, so now I'm struggling in this raggedy walker trying to get to the med line.
Well, she's got to choose between the medication and food. What is that?
And the retaliation is because they came in there. And then for you not to, this is the attitude, it wasn't even worth it. They're mistreating her now. And go Tigers.
And that's the problem, that by going in there and doing it and ruffling the feathers, Crystal's going to suffer all kinds of retaliation because nobody's following up.
Right.
And it's like, I just, you know, honestly, I'm just, we as a people, we talk, and I you know, and I just had, I know it's just something that's been bothering me for a while since these elections. And, you know, we always talk about elections have consequences, and they do. But this is why I don't like to hear that shit about that vote or die shit. You know what I'm saying? You vote for us or you're going to lose this. And I'm like, man, we voted for you and you watched us die.
You
watched us die. And then when we die, you fundraise on our death and say, hey, this is because you didn't vote Democrat today. But you could have prevented a death. You know what I'm saying? And I'm like, so it's almost like we, you know what I'm saying, every election the constituents become victim of politics. You know what I'm saying? It's just like, when I say that, because it's just like the slavery thing, the slavery bill. They turned that into a politics thing. It's like, you know what I'm saying? So they don't really want, it's almost like nobody actually wants to see people as humans. You have to be able, like right now, you know, a prime example. That statement, I'm gonna tell you how the statement can be construed in my mind when I look at it. Back in the day, they had to dehumanize us to make it okay to catch us, hang us from a tree, set us on fire, cut a baby out of a woman's stomach, let it fall, dance around a fire, have a picnic, and go home with their families like it was nothing. You know what I'm saying? Today, while this woman is suffering because she's a prisoner, an inmate, and not Crystal Clark, I can say, go Tigers, and go about my business, because she's just a fucking criminal, a prisoner. So I've already dehumanized her in my mind that she's not even worthy of me being worried that she might die. And you know, and it's just it's not just him. And I'm only speaking that because I just seen when I seen that text message. That's the thought. That's the thing that moved in me about it. It triggered me because I thought about how it was. Can you mute that? Because that sounds terrible. But you know, it's almost like how I felt when I was in prison, and I knew there wasn't nobody coming to save me, so I had to be slick, send letters out through other people's mail to get to my family that eventually got to the Attorney General's office, that made the Assistant Attorney General to come up in there, tell them to take me out of solitary confinement and put this man back in college. You know what I'm saying? But it's the things I had to go through, the suffering I had to do, the constant, you know what I'm saying, solitary confinement, the constant spit in his food and not feed me. You know what I'm saying? Or taking away my privileges. When my mother passed away, they didn't even tell me my mother died, even though my family called up there and told him, his family, because they wanted me to go crazy. You know what I'm saying? They was trying. It was torture, like how the way they torturing Crystal right now. So it's like you have an ability, you have a duty to act, and she's, you know, and we know you got thousands of constituents and thousands of other people. But she's a people too. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna go around because they're not incarcerated, because she can't vote right now in prison, that it doesn't matter because she's not a voter at this point. And that's why I think people in prison should be able to vote. That's why I feel like people in prison should be able to vote, just like in Washington D.C., just like in Vermont, just like in Maine, because they don't have that type of shit. We do here though.
You know what? I want to say one thing. What you was describing, hanging on a tree, cutting the baby out, all of that was at the church. That happened at the church service.
It was at the church. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Yes, it was. That was their family and friends day.
I'm not gonna lie, man. Coming back from Africa off this high, man, y'all done put me in a bad spot. I really hate that I seen that text message. I swear to God.
Well, I think what has to happen too is that it's time for us to call those people out. You know, like you know, Trisha was saying too. You got to call them out.
Well, they better hold on to their hats, because Crystal has called them out. I just don't have the audio yet.
Well,
because we got to call them out, because they don't need to be in office.
And she says that too.
That's what we
I want to play. I'm going to give us a break. I'm going to let everybody, Marcus, calm down. And I know Trisha, she ain't on the screen, so she filming. We're going to play this video, Crystal Clark, in her own words.
Okay.
Hi, my name is Crystal Denise Clark. My inmate number is 435064. I'm in a valley of death. My rights is being taken from me. Medical Jacqueline Jones. This is just so sad. Don't know that I tell y'all before, she took all my KOPs. her, Dr. Ellison, and they managing whatever they want to say higher up, making me walk out here on a rollator 4 times a day. 4 times a day, I have to pick, do I want to take my meds or do I want to go to child? So I can't go to child and eat because I got to brush up there at 6:45 in the morning for one of the appointments to do eye drops. Then back up there at 7 something to take medication. Then back up there at Medlines again, and then another nurse appointment. This is so foul, wrong, and medical neglect on them. I had asked them, why is my KOPs, these medicines stay on me at all times? Been half a year. Why is they being taken from me? I had the meeting on the field with the state representatives, David Dingles, Heidi Washington. After that, a week later, I'm getting all my stuff taken because we all in the meeting. And I told everything that they was doing to me, as I should. Like, I do not deserve this. And now, look at what's being done. They trying to act like this is helping me by torturing me, making me walk with swollen legs, ankles and legs be leaking sometimes. Nobody is concerning about that. Staying swole. I'm telling them that I feel this tingling and numbness in my hands and my feet all over my body. They're having severe chest pains. My heart is not doing good. No one cares about that. They trying to downplay it. My monthly, I go to see the Dr. Ellison on every month. On the 26th of this month, I was in the room with the deputy to warden, mental health, Jacqueline Jones, P.A. Densler, P.A. Johnson, and the Suva. In the room with me at my doctor's appointment, hearing everything about me, my medical. I told them I'm not comfortable, and I don't feel comfortable with a deputy warden of mental health and all these people in here. Why is this happening to me? I said, and Don Jones, you are a director of nurse. How is you running things and can change my medical? I have rights. I have rights. Pretty much, I don't have rights. Pretty much what she was saying. It's not going to be changed. They made the decision. I said, who are they? I'm not allowed to know who made the decision on my medical. My rights is being taken from me. This is just so sad and wrong. This is medical neglect. This is violating the HIPAA. And this is just crazy. My disability rights. I'm on a rollator trying to survive each and every day, so I can't go and do other things that other people do anyways. But now, on top of this, look at what they are doing to me. And it seems to me they get away with everything. Miss Washington, she's very aware of what's going on. It's no excuse that she didn't know and don't know. And I asked her, and she wouldn't give me an answer. What is going to be done about this since you know? And you didn't know. It's a shame that you didn't know because you run the facility. It should not take for me to keep on crying out and begging for help when people got medical records and they got proof and they got other people standing out and reaching out about the same thing that they went through and see what they are doing to me. Why do we got to keep on taking phone calls and emails and this when y'all have the proof? What is it going to take for me to lose my life? Because at this point, it's like everybody's in cahoots with this, and this is not fair. I have loved ones and kids and grandbabies I haven't met yet. I love my family, and I want to make it out here alive. I matter. We matter. I do not deserve this. And then, not on top of that, it's a camera and audio in the room. Like, I don't have no privacy, no rights to my medical. It's just being taken from me by Jacqueline Jones and they medical field. The nurse director is running everything about my medical. This is a shame. They took my breathing inhaler, making me come over there twice a day and take it. What if I have an asthma attack? I got to try to run over there and take it. They took shampoo for my ears, telling me the nurse got to do it. This is not fair, y'all. This is not right. This is so disgusting, and I'm praying that I can get some help. Please help me. I need help, like, right away. World, right away. They going beyond too far. They went too far. And I told her in that room, so your 5 years, I have got way worse. You run the show with the doctors, nurses scared to help me because she are threatening these nurses not to help me. They get in trouble from helping me. It's her, Jacqueline Jones, nurse director. It's her. I'm asking y'all to please help me write complaints. The license board, whatever complaints we can be filed, please help me. I don't know how much longer I can take of this right here. This is really messing with my mental, y'all. It really is. This is so disgusting what they are doing. Man, the deputy warden, I'm telling y'all not comfortable. Why you didn't leave? You still sitting there listening to my medical. I don't understand how is this happening. But they told me when I go out to see outside doctors, they don't got to follow their rules, follow their orders, and follow nothing. Why is we going out to see specialists then? This is ridiculous. So I'm just asking y'all, I want to update y'all some what's been going on. I'm just not doing good. My whole face is swollen. They took x-rays, didn't even look at the swelling, looking at bones. I'm not even complaining about my bones. They took an x-ray of the bones. And when I saw the x-ray, the swelling is so bad in my face, but a doctor don't pay attention and look at that. They are covering up, doing stuff that I'm not even complaining about, so it can make it seem like they doing something. And the things that's happening is getting severe, and it can kill me. I feel like I've been running a fever every time they go over here. I'm burning up 102 fever, burning up blood pressure, everything. Like the doctor, the PA dentist told me, oh, that's not concerning. When it gets to 104 or 10 something, that's when we're. This is a shame, y'all. This is a shame on all of them. All of them need to be fired. Every last one of them is in on this and know about it and doing it and agreeing to doing it and covering up my health, taking my rights from me. A disabled human being, I still matter. I still have rights, and they taken from me, from WHD, the Valley of Death. I'm asking y'all to stand with me and do something about it. Officers they are harassing me, letting inmates run up in my face, calling me all kinds of B's, calling me crippled, talking about my health. And when I say something about it, I'm being foughted. Oh, be quiet and this and that. I told the Officer Lee, I matter. You sit up there and let an inmate run up on me not too long ago on the base, and she telling me to calm down. What you mean? I just woke up. That's not fair to me. And talking about my health in front of a line full of inmates and dogging me out, talking about this is not fair, y'all, what they are doing. This is not fair. So I'm just asking y'all to stand with me. Please help me. Oh, man, I need y'all help before it's too late. Like, I'm not doing good at all. My eyes, I got to wear shells over my eyes because it affects my eyes running real bad. It's something that's seriously going on. Headaches haven't run away. I need y'all help right away. Please hear my voice. They are taking my rights from me. And I know something can be done about this. I matter. We matter. I'm speaking for Crystal Denise Clark right now. I speak for all the ladies. But Crystal Denise Clark right now needs help before it's too late. I love y'all so much. I don't want to be too long. It's a lot more going on. But this right here, I wanted y'all to know what they are doing to me. Every time I try to get help and speak out, Jacqueline Jones, medical director, she's the nurse director. This is what get done to me. And she told me that, and she said, this is going to happen every month. And if I don't come to that appointment with all them in there, I'm getting threatened with a major out of place that I can go to SIG if I don't show. That's unacceptable. That's disgusting what they're doing to me. And I tried to leave that appointment on the 26th, and the deputy and Jacqueline Jones made me stay. That's a shame on all of them. A shame. But I love you all. Please, please help fight for Crystal Denise Clark's freedom, her rights. Let the world know we all matter. Don't let nobody ever tell you out there that you don't matter and you don't have rights. You have rights and you matter. So let's prove these evil people that's in here behind these bars, not just in these bars, behind all bars, and the people out there in the world that trying to take your rights from you and telling you that you don't matter. I'm telling you, Crystal Denise Clark standing with you, and we matter, and you matter. And I love you all, and may God bless you all. Thank you.
So you guys see this picture I put on there? That's Crystal before she entered Huron Valley. I want to make sure that we see her out the uniform, out the face, the mold in her ears. Like Crystal is us. She's everybody. She's your sister. She's your friend. She's your cousin. She's a grandmother. She has babies. She had a baby that her son, she lost a grandbaby. She just had a new grandbaby. Like she's fighting for not only herself but everybody else. You know, despite a favorable court hearing and a ruling, and she got documented medical diagnosis, she still remains trapped in a system that prioritizes control over care. She went to the doctor last week and they were filming. The guards turned on their body cameras and started filming so the people at Huron Valley can watch what's going on and what she's saying. Like, what is this? This is a story not just about Crystal, although it is about Crystal, but it's about all the Crystals, how they devalue incarcerated women and men and those who are medically fragile or wrongly convicted. And we've been talking about her evidence for her innocence, and we had to put that on the back burner because we so want her to live. She's here by the grace of God, because I'm telling you, so many people have died in there. So many women have died in Huron Valley, and more than likely from that mold. We know for a fact Teresa Dunlap did. We know that with that mold in her chemo port. So I'm just talking and leaving this picture up here because I want you to see who is Crystal Clark. She is this beautiful woman right here. So when you talk about your constituents, this who you're talking about. This is her. Go ahead, Rabatia. I'm gonna let you.
Yeah, it's almost like you kind of want to get some of these people need to have a lobotomy. They need their brains to be researched. Mm-hmm. How can you be that disconnected from humanity? I mean, it's a simple, I need people to realize when we watch children grow, they're literal, right? Children can be literal. I remember not too long ago, I had cooked some dinner, and I don't know what it was. I had did some greens or something, and I told my daughter, I said, "Yeah, I put my foot in that, girl," because that's what my parents, my mother, and them would say when I was little, when you were cooking. So I put my foot in that. So I was making the plates, and I asked my grandbaby, I said, "So you want BB to fix your plate?" And she said, "Oh, BB, you put your foot in that." So because she took it literal. Mm-hmm. Well, the one thing about children, when they take it literal, it's easy for them to tell right from wrong. There's all these other areas, gray areas. No, there's no other areas. There's no gray areas. It's just right and wrong. This, in my mind's eye, is a very simple solution. Why are we going through all the paperwork? Why are we acting like you got to make some hard decision? This is an easy decision. But the reason why it's difficult is because of the people who don't want to take accountability. And I need for people to understand that we are in a place, and this is top down. We've got to wake up and see the list of officials who do not take accountability for their actions. And how can we be okay with that? That's all this is about. They don't want to be held. They don't want to be responsible. Constituents. Who are the constituents? So the people don't matter, but your constituents do. We've got to wake up. But I think that as we continue to spread the word and to get people together that also have experienced this, after a while, you can't just keep ignoring everybody.
Right.
You can't.
And I'm just going to say this, while people talking about the constituents and what time is it right now in Europe? Because we got people in Europe talking about Crystal Clark. You know what I'm saying? Right. This ain't just a Michigan thing. It's going all over the place. People reaching out to us from all over. Kansas City. We got people in Ohio. We have people all around New York, all around the United States that knows about Crystal Clark. See, when you in this small little shell, you think it's just only happening here, but it's Crystal is what's happening all over the United States. And that's why the judge's ruling was so important. And Marcus and we were talking about how big his ruling was. His ruling is so big. Of course they're trying to fight it because this is going to make a difference all over the United States. When I was putting the video together and I was looking for prisons with mold, and all these prisons came up, and it was showing exactly how the mold looks when it's eating up the bricks. It looks like brick dust is on the floor. And how it looks like when it's eating through the metal doors. You know, people, we're telling, this is what the judge saw through it. He saw that Crystal had over 70 grievances, and he was able to follow him and say, hey, not only have you been covering it up for her, you've been covering it up for the other women, telling them not to speak on it. Like, it's the whole thing. And for people, and so we're vested. We are vested in her health. We know how her 19-year-old baby, when she left, was 4 years old, and how even when she comes sees her right now, she hops in her lap like she's still that 4-year-old. You don't notice how this is how all these people are affected. The same way with wrongful convictions. When somebody wrongly goes to prison, we heard it from Lucky last week, how it affected his family, how he lost a relationship with his father, how his son passed away, good kid, getting ready to go to college, and he died from gun violence. We heard how it affects the family. I have told you my personal experience with this. Yes. And when we asked them people, I even saw, because I know we've been, Marcus and myself and Trisha have been talking about the legislation and stuff. There's somebody presented this 3-4 years ago. I saw the bill and I was trying to follow it where it went. It went nowhere. Somebody came up with a bill for accountability for MBLC. Yeah. And so when you talk about 8 o'clock, but you have 15 years, You had 20 years. You had to, how long that place been sitting up there on a swamp land?
Yeah.
Toilets backing up. Toilets still back up today. Krista was telling me about the toilets backing up. The toilets were backing up in 2000s, in the 90s.
Yeah.
So when we're like expressing this, we're like, hey, women have died already. Don't let Crystal be the next one. That's what we're saying.
Yeah.
Don't allow this to happen anymore. People have been asleep at the wheel. Not only this governor, the governor before the governor before him, the governor before that. They all been just, I don't know. It hurts because we have faith, like Marcus was saying earlier, and that you went in there and that you was like, I'm coming out of here, and we got to get something done. And not so much. Not so much. Meanwhile, Crystal's still calling. She hard breathing. Can't sleep at night. She can't lay down. She got to sleep. You go home. Hey, 8 o'clock was my cutoff time. And you could go home and go to sleep and lay down in the bed and sleep. Meanwhile, somebody else got to sit up and sleep all night and have problem breathing because they got to breathe toxic molded air every single day. And they're sick. I'm just saying. It's just, it's sad. And if this how you feel, well, what is that saying when people show you who they are?
Believe them.
Yes.
We believe now. We believe.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, we believe. Yeah.
Marcus, I'm sorry that you came back. You was on a healing journey in Africa.
It got traumatized. But honestly, it just, for me, it was really a wake-up call again. Because like I said, going through those slave dungeons, hearing the stories of how people had escape plans and people went and gave up the plans to catch them. You know what I mean? That people that look like us, and we just it's two things, right? One is it's hard for somebody, I find, to relate to you or take you serious if they haven't been in that situation. And I'm saying that, matter of fact, that's an excuse. Human dignity, human rights is what it is. And I don't even have to be your color. I don't have to be elected official to know that you are deserving of human decency, dignity, and respect. I mean,
that's right.
And so if we are running on, I'm saying, the full restoration and enfranchisement of communities and being the champion for the underserved. Well, here it is, someone is underserved right now, and so you have an opportunity to show me who you are, and I know that you are better than that text message you sent. You know what I'm saying? I want to believe that you are better than that text message you sent, and I want to believe that you are better than the back and forth messages about I have other people to worry about after the plants growing out of this woman's ears. So you know what I'm saying? So I am gonna hold the faith and believe that you are better than that, and that you will actually get up and you will actually go fight for your constituent right now. Because I believe that you are a decent person. And I believe that you will stand up. I believe that everybody that went in in that prison and seen that is going to actually stand up. Now, I can be wrong. I'm afraid that I'm not wrong. And I'm afraid that was a misunderstanding with the text message you made, that maybe you were sending that text message to somebody else and it came here and whatever. I have to, because I see Jimmy Wilson in a different light. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So this tonight, I don't want to believe that he has, you know what I'm saying, no, he doesn't feel, because if you can't feel yourself, you can't feel others, right? And that's why I sent her to feel more, not less. And you can't feel somebody else's pain or whatever if you can't feel yourself. And if you love yourself, I sent her to feel more, not less. Yeah. And if you can feel yourself, then you can feel Crystal. I have to, Trishay. I know, right? I have to.
I had to log back in. I said, "Oh no!"
I have to.
No, hold on.
I don't want. I do not want to believe.
No, what we have to do is we have to know that somebody just continues to show us over and over again who they are. We have to believe them. Yeah, that wasn't meant to go to nobody else. That was meant to put me in my place in front of all the rest of the white legislators. That's what I'm saying. That's what happens to people that are pawns. That's what they've been wanting to say all along. They so relieved. Oh, thank you, Jimmy. Thank you for putting her in her place, because they wouldn't have did that. So he had to do master job.
Man, oh my God! Look, Trisha, I'm going. I mean,
and was very belligerent with it. Like, B, you know not to message me after 8. First of all, let me explain something to you, sir. We the boss. If I want to call you at midnight, I will do just that. Why? Because you work for me. Understand that. You work for your constituents. And while you might not be worried about your constituents that's locked up, I'm not locked up. I got a vote and I got a voice. Remember.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. I got a platform.
However, again, Jimmy,
I saw it on my ear.
Jimmy, do the right thing. Prove us wrong.
No, what you need to do is apologize.
Yes,
that's what you need to do, Jimmy. Don't give him a way out. Just give him the truth. It's not about being right. It's about being righteous. You was wrong. Right. You was popping off. You did your big one with that one, so you thought, but you got the wrong one on that, because I could care less about what you say. I'm still going to press hard every chance I get. Now, I left you alone tonight, but I'm going to give you you said Monday at 8 a.m. I'm going to be right back in the text thread. Morning.
Please apologize.
He needs to apologize because he was wrong. At the end of the day, I was pleading.
It was an insensitive statement, and he doubled down on it.
Insensitive would be like you don't know.
Insensitive meaning you just.
Let me tell you what I said.
He was beyond insensitive because he went in there. He saw her.
That part,
right?
That part.
He didn't see just the picture. Because everybody sees the pictures, right? He physically put his eyes on her. And when you physically put her eyes on her, now we're holding you accountable. Now we're asking you, hey, you went in there, you saw what's happening.
You can't unsee it.
We had a different step now. We're not at the same place we was 3-4 months ago.
That's right. That's right.
So now that comes with a level of responsibility.
It does.
And so we're texting you and we're saying, hey, they took all her medicine. She ain't had her medicine in 4 days. That's what we was telling them. They took her medicine and then she ain't had the most important medicine in 4 days.
That's right.
What's happening? Has anybody called? Has anybody? Nothing. I looked at my phone and I was like, hey, I sent this last Thursday and it's Thursday again and nobody ain't even said nothing.
So today, what I said today was, can we at least please, when you read this, can you please at least acknowledge that you've seen this, right? Like, right. And then at 8:01, I said at 8:01, The dialogue earlier gave me a picture. I now know what the problem is. This is why you all get defeated and quit. Some may think this is about politics, but this is clearly a human rights issue. Now the question is, who sees Crystal as a human being who's in need of urgent help to save her life? If just one could change their political thinking, maybe we can get somewhere. If this is going to work, we all need to understand what the real mission is. Maybe the Dispute Resolution Center can help us all. I have a meeting scheduled with Miss Belinda to see if this is possible. Hope you all consider joining in. And then 8 p.m. Friday night. Have a good weekend. Talk to you Monday. Go Tigers. How could you make that kind of response to a heartfelt message like that? It's not like so we're saying nobody triggered them. Nobody said, it ain't like I said, y'all ain't doing nothing, like I cussed nobody out. None of that. This is a plead for humanity. And so because I sent it at 8 p.m., you gonna reprimand me like you don't work for me, dog? Man, I will ring that phone at midnight if I need to. Now you ain't got an answer.
I'm gonna tell you what I believe happened. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna keep it all the way a buck. When because I listened to the tone, I felt the tone of his response, and the tone of his response seemed to me like either he caught a glimpse of this podcast, or somebody tapped him and said, because the way he came out after that, he just kind of was just going in, and
we was just starting,
and just didn't realize he was doubling down on injustice.
No, we were just starting. The show hadn't even started yet. I was texting him at I know you want to give him a pass, Marcus, but it ain't no pass to give tonight, sir. It's just about what's right and about what's wrong. I don't have nothing personal against Jimmy. I don't feel like he's a good politician, because as my trustee, I watched him make several decisions that were really, like, say for instance, when folks were organizing to look at the ARPA funds and where Ypsi Township should spend ARPA funds. Ypsi Township didn't give no money. Okay, they beautified parks and stuff like that, but they didn't give money to any organizations, for anything not like that. The community really tried to rally around, see what the community wants to do with that money before y'all disperse it out. They would not listen. Then there was he didn't speak up about that. Then there was the community was rallying against a gun range that was supposed to come in the area, and he was like, well, he voted for it. Well, he knew the community didn't want to vote for it, but he'll vote for something just because everybody else, well, I can't stop the vote, so I can. No, you have a moral obligation to stand on your own 10 toes and be what the community needs you to be. I never seen that in him in the trustee's position. But then again, this is not Survivor Speak. I'm not talking with my Survivor Speak hat on tonight, just FYI. This is Trisha Duckworth, the constituent. Okay. And I didn't see it then. And I told him, I said, look, you ain't do nothing as a trustee now, but I'm gonna go ahead and vote for you. And I'm not gonna endorse you, but I will vote for you, and I'm not gonna speak out against you. But at this point now, for you to do that, first of all, you could never check me. For you to even think that you could check me is like really super hilarious to me, number one. But number two, I was pleading for them to see Crystal as a human being. And that would be your response to seeing Crystal as a human being. Go Tigers. Oh, and don't let me forget, I have other constituents and I have a family, and I'm trying to see about my other constituents things too. Now you just keep on throwing them down. Now, mind you, I'm trying to save him, because I'm saying, let me take him out the group chat. Let me text him over here by himself. This clown kept coming back to the group chat. He really wanted to flex and stick his chest out tonight, and that's cool. And so now I'm gonna stick mine out. Every vote, every time I can even think about it, I'm going to talk about this, because you show that you do not see Crystal as human, because you would not have responded like that. And if this is not true, then you need to apologize. for your inhumane behavior on tonight. And I will accept it and we can move forward because I don't hold grudges. But you need to apologize because what you did tonight wasn't against me. It was against a woman that is torturously dying at the hands of the Michigan Department of Corrections. Understand that you wasn't bucking up against me tonight. You was bucking up against her life. And how dare you?
That's right. That's right.
You don't get no pass line tonight. That's why I had to log back in. I said, oh, no passes tonight.
And the thing is, too, is that we have to know that even in the legislatures, it's peer pressure. They actually have studies on it. There's peer pressure for their lack of action. And the studies have proven that peer pressure can sometimes blur ethical boundaries, encouraging members to compromise standards for political gain.
Facts.
It influences voting patterns, lobbying, relationships, and responses to scandals, either promoting accountability or enabling misconduct. And right now, we are enabling misconduct. They are enablers of the conduct that is happening at Huron Valley.
And it's a fact. I agree with everything y'all saying. And I'm just really hoping that that he apologized, because I'm disgusted in that. I'm like really disgusted him. I'm trying to move through that. Like, I can't believe I'm in awe still. You know what I'm saying? I'm really in awe. Jimmy, you need to apologize, brother. At the end of the day, you need to apologize. And y'all need to get out and y'all need to save this woman's life. You know what I'm saying? She's a human being. Just don't turn this into no political thing. And we all have meltdowns and whatever. Yeah. What you said was very insensitive. It very disregarded the human life of not just Crystal, but people all over the prison system in Michigan. That's going through these kind of things. It ain't just about Crystal. We talking about 38,000 other people that's incarcerated, that's been in inhumane conditions and been treated and look to you for leadership. And so I don't know about any other things, ARPAs and stuff. I know right now that you went and seen Crystal in the flesh. And if you can look at Crystal and then leave that prison and say go Tigers, and I get with it, that tells me that, you know what I'm saying, that you really don't see her as a human being. And if you don't see her, then you don't see me, because I'm Crystal. I am.
That's right.
I'm Krista.
That's right.
And if you could go in there and act like that, you didn't really see her. You looked at her, but you didn't see beyond that uniform she had on.
Yeah. What did you see? Did you see a human being, or did you see a slave, a prisoner? What did you see when you seen her? Did you see a mother? Did you see a woman? Did you see a daughter? Or did you just see a inmate? Because if you reduce her to just an inmate, then I can see why you would make the comment that you made. And clearly, if that's the case, step out the way and let somebody else have that seat.
Yeah.
Let your Shay get it.
Right.
Shay for president.
Somebody's gonna go to work, right?
I'll vote for you. You know what I'm saying? I'll vote for you.
That's right.
Look, I ain't even keep the dog over here. Fuck it. You know, the dog, I'll babysit.
Let your Shay get that seat. Come on now.
Look at me. You ain't gonna bite me.
Look at him.
Look, bitch, Shay. Look, I said, Shay, we got office hours 9 to 5.
Right.
We talking 8, 9, 12 o'clock, 7 o'clock.
Oh shoot. Okay.
Oh yeah.
This little boy getting into everything now, so I'm gonna have to let
you better go.
Maybe you turn in the big red. I said your office hours.
Look, right. We're gonna hang you over a balcony. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna shake the dignity up out of you.
Well, we get
Love
ready
y'all.
to go, you guys.
Always a pleasure.
Thank you,
Mhm.
Marcus, for joining us tonight. We'll see you
Yeah.
next week.
I do want to reconvene though. Sometime I do. Because I want to also focus on this documentary because it have to be. We have to be real intentional about this. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I love you. I got to go. Come here. I gotta
Yeah,
go.
you better.
Get off of here.
Those
Bye-bye.
boys will do it.
All right, y'all. Good night.
Yes. So we're gonna leave out of here, you guys. I wanted to talk about Kyron Lacey, but we'll do that next week. We'll probably have Diane back next week with her story. So yeah, this was an unexpected twist and turn in our night tonight. But I just want to thank everybody for joining us. We'll be back next Friday on Turning the Moment into a Movement. Good night.
All right. Good night.
Little light of just little light of mine. I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Just little light of mine. Just little light of mine. I'm gon' let it shine.
This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. This little light of mine, I'm gon' let it shine. I'm gon' let it shine. Oh Lord, just let it shine. This light of mine, this light of mine. Oh Lord, would you please just let it shine. Take the drama out of my life. Oh Lord, every night the pain ain't right. I wake up at night, I never sleep. 26, 10, and 7, that's just me. Every day I need a little seed. I need a little fresh air, man, I need to breathe. All I know is trauma, all I know is tickets. All I know is no visit, all I know is a mission to get straight up out of prison. Lord have mercy for it. Lord have mercy on my people. Preacher Mary Washington and all my real. Lord have mercy with my people. I pray to God, we really need you. When I was down bad, when things weren't going right, every time I prayed at night, I put my hands up in my face. I said, Lord have mercy, little light of mine. Lord God, please let it shine. It's the drama that I live in my life. I swear to God, I was a bad guy every night. 10 toes down, salute. Everybody suffering, everybody who trying to make a way. Everybody looking for the sky, everybody looking for that piece of pie. In a law library, I know what that feel like. Hoping that somebody get active and involved in your situation. Man, pop your collar and pray. Cause Lord have mercy on my soul. And they make bad guy father get out soon. And the rest of those brothers who be mobbing to child each morning. Oh man, I ain't going to this afternoon. Man, I'ma miss dinner today. I got a cup of noodles. You know what that feel like? Do you know what it is? And if you a victim of a wrongful conviction, suffered and served by Ken Worthy, then I know that you know what that pain feel like. And your mama know what that pain feel like. Your father know what that pain feel like. With that light, let that little shine. Let that light shine, a little light of mine. Bad guy, Doughboy Week, all these great people in this great world of ours. 10 toes down, salute. I appreciate you, bad guy. I appreciate you, Week. I appreciate the tech. I appreciate everybody in the studio. We gonna pop off that LV, ooh-wee, cause that's what they be liking to see. But I hope you hear the missing when you see me fresh. Salute.